Hello and welcome to Cardiff Arms Park for this second round clash of this year's Celtic Challenge competition. Today's game is between Gwalia Lightning and Glasgow Warriors. I hope you've enjoyed your Sunday lunch. I'm Griff McKee. I'll be commentating on today's game and I'm joined by Bristol and Wales fullback Courtney Key. Firstly, Courtney, welcome, and a quick word on your current injury. How's progress? How's rehab? How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I'm doing all good, thank you very much. It's gone a lot quicker than I thought it would go. I'm in the last block now, so hoping to be back playing in the next few months. But yeah, it's all been quite straightforward, thank you very much.
Good to hear that you're almost there. Looking at today's game then between Gwalia and Glasgow, it's going to be a great game, isn't it? What are you expecting from the clash?
I think it's actually going to be quite a close game today. Obviously, Gwalia have got the home advantage and they're coming off the back of a win from last week. A fantastic win as well. But I think Glasgow are going to want to right their wrongs and they're going to come out fighting. And obviously their second half last week was a lot better. So hopefully they can build on from that performance and give us a good game.
Absolutely. So a big game on the horizon here at Cardiff Arms Park. And not long to go now until kick-off, just under 5 minutes. So just before the teams come out onto the field, let's hear what the coaches had to say just earlier.
So a good victory last week. Impressed with how your team fared against a lot of Welsh internationals last week?
Yeah, I thought our first half performance was exceptional. The hope this week now is that can we build on that? So can we go from 40 minutes and take that into our second half this week?
The opponents today, Glasgow, have you managed to catch any of their minutes from last week's game? What do you expect from their team?
We've managed to watch them against Edinburgh. They're a very physical team, got some really good ball carriers in their forwards and some impressive centres. So we certainly know that we're up in for a tough match.
What was your message going into this game then?
To remain brave has been our message throughout, but also work rate is key for us this week, to keep working, and one of our other areas to work on is our discipline, especially in the contact area.
Perfect, thank you. Tough result last week. What did you learn about your team last weekend against Edinburgh?
Yeah, firstly it was like an awesome occasion back home to have Edinburgh play Glasgow for the very first time. So, and it was our first time playing as a group, so we learned a hell of a lot around the individuals within the group and us as a collective within our game, like the first time we've ever played together. So the important thing for us is not to take all the learnings, I guess, take the key ones and then try and transfer them into this week.
Gwalia Lightning looked really impressive last week in their first Welsh derby in the Celtic Challenge. What are your sort of pickups on their performance last week?
Yeah, they'll be obviously flying high into this week after a good result and performance. Look, we know coming down here there'll be an element of physical confrontation up front, set piece, small, line out, scrum. So we've got to match them up front physically. And obviously, like when they start to play a little bit, we've got to be on our toes. But the key thing for us is making sure we get our game moving as well. Like we've done a little bit of a preview around Lightning, but ultimately we're 2 weeks into this programme, so the focus is definitely on us and trying to get a performance.
So the focus on your team, what are the areas that you hope to improve on this week?
Yeah, look, I think for us, like defence has been a bit of a focus for us within the start of the programme, so we're definitely looking to make that a bit of a priority this week around transferring from training to game, and also just being a little bit braver in our attack. So we want to make sure we try and shift the point of contact, trying to get to those edges a little bit more, and yeah, to really free the group up a bit around being brave on attack. So yeah, we're excited to see the group go for the second time this week, and some players get the first opportunity. So yeah, we're hoping for a good performance.
Thank you for your time, good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Great to hear there from both coaches going into this huge game at Cardiff Arms Park. Gwalia Lightning coming off the back of that big victory last week, and there's only one change in the pack, which sees Kate Williams move to 6, Lucy Isaac starts in 7, and despite an injury scare last week, Gwenann Hopkins starts at number 8. Both halfbacks remain the same after a stellar performance last week from both, and Molly Anderson-Thomas is starting in the centre just inside Kelsey Webster. Courtney, the first team we saw, Gwalia Lightning, who stands out on that team sheet for you?
I'm actually really excited to see Caitlin Lewis on the wing. Obviously she's got 8 caps for Wales, so she's got lots of international experience. It's nice to see her back in the mix, and I've obviously played alongside her, so I know that she's going to be coming out and proving a point today.
Absolutely, a fantastic talent, hoping to make her mark on the Celtic Challenge this week. Let's have a quick look as well at the away team today, Glasgow Warriors. Demi Swan is in for Ailey Tucker, who goes on to the bench. Holland Bogan and Lucy Winter selected in the back row with Alex Love. Co-captain Rhea Clark will start on the bench, having switched with Mary McDonald. And Pearl Kelly starts on the wing after making a big impression last week, coming onto the field after only 5 minutes. Glasgow Warriors then, who do we think is going to stand out?
I think obviously Mari McDonald, you mentioned there, she's come on and she's started this week. She's got lots of international experience, so I think that she's going to be able to control the game. So yeah, I'm excited to see what she can do this week.
Plenty of talent for both teams on the field today, and plenty of supporters coming along to Cardiff Arms Park to support the Celtic Challenge again this week. And this competition as a whole, it's a great opportunity for people to prove what they've got to offer, especially before the Six Nations selection in a couple of months' time.
100%. Obviously, it's bridging that gap between international level and club level in Wales. But like you said, it's opportunity to put their hands up for the Six Nations squad. And obviously, we've got lots of talent coming through, so it pushes the current players as well to get better. So,
absolutely. Gwalia Lightning led out by Bryony King, and Glasgow Warriors led out by Emma Turner. Both sides eager to get a victory. Gwalia Lightning, their first home game of this Celtic Challenge competition. Glasgow Warriors off the back of the loss last week against Edinburgh. They'll be certainly wanting to take a victory today. The referee, Jenny Davis, will take the field in the centre of the park in those bright red shoes as we get ready for kick-off from Caris Hughes's right boot. A big game here in the Celtic Challenge, and Gwalia Lightning to get us underway. A good start, almost taken on the far side by Kelsey Webster, and it is Gwalia Lightning who retain possession here. Isaac, early ball retention from Lucy Isaac, certainly trying to make an impression on her first start this season in the Celtic Challenge.
really big carry there from Kate Williams as well, which she did last week quite often. So it's good to see her get on the ball early and push through like that.
Hong Jigawa, fullback for Glasgow Warriors, making a slight error there, not quite claiming the ball the first time. However, Jenny Davis will bring the play back for a penalty for Gwalia Lightning. A good start for the home team and an early... Oh, it's gone... No, it has gone for Gwalia Lightning. It took me a second there, but another opportunity. Gwalia Lightning, good position with Nell Metcalf's foot. They could go for the post here, but they're going for the corner. Do you reckon this is the correct call?
I think Nell might be a little disappointed with the way she hit that ball then. Obviously, she's got the really good left boot on her, so she could have got a bit further at the field. But let's see what they can do from this line out now.
Molly Reardon has gone over the fence to claim that ball on the far side, but she was another one last week who was exceptional, especially for a hooker. You know, showing the hands she's got, it was fantastic to see. 100%.
She's such a dynamic player, and obviously she's proven herself. She came through in the senior squad, the wider squad with us, and she proved herself there. Very consistent, so good to see what she can do today.
Unfortunately, line out not straight this time, but an opportunity to see both front rows go head to head. And we saw last week from Gwalia Lightning and Rodney Praed in some terrible conditions how strong they were, especially in the scrum area. McDonald ready to feed this one. As we see, a pretty even contest to start, but Gwalia Lightning again showing their power. Certainly they'll look to use this as a weapon all game. And a huge tackle as well, Sian Jones. Warriors don't want to hold the ball in their own half for too long. Down the field it goes. Catherine Richards, a slight error trying to claim that ball, and it does go out on the far side for a throw for Glasgow Warriors, and a good exit, it must be said.
Very good exit. Obviously, Catherine will be very disappointed with that, but it's difficult, especially when it's a bit cold out there and your hands aren't warm, to regain the ball. So I think, you know, get her in the game again, and she'll be confident going forward. Obviously, off the back of 2 tries last week. So yeah, she'll be okay.
Absolutely, no better way to get off the mark as well as a winger. 2 tries in your first game. I'm sure she'll be delighted and eager to get more on the board today.
100%, especially in the conditions last week. I was quite impressed that she managed to get on the ball so often, but obviously better conditions this week. So hopefully the wingers get more of a go and score more tries.
Huge counter-ruck there from Jenny Scoble. And they've turned the ball over. Gwalia Lightning, another early penalty. And Nell Metcalf comes across again. ready to put this down the field, but it was Jenny Scoble really destructive in that in the breakdown area, and she's got plenty of that to offer around the park as well.
She has. She's a very strong player, and you touched upon it earlier. The front row are so powerful. They showed that last week, and I think that they're going to show that obviously in the scrums, but around the park today as well.
The second chance then for Molly Reardon with this line out, which was exceptional from Lightning last week. The ball's out. Richards going against the grain, but taken down eventually by Glasgow Warriors. The big hits from Bogan and Simpson together. But Gwalia hold possession. Reardon, good line speed from Glasgow Warriors as they come out this time. Again, good defence from Glasgow Warriors, and Gwalia Lightning just can't quite seem to find the gaps that they desire to find so much. Williams just over the 10-metre line, going towards the far side, but once more the effort from Glasgow in defence, it's remarkable.
They showed it all last week as well. Their defensive pressure against Edinburgh was brilliant, and they're shown again what they can do. Better conditions this week for them, so fingers crossed that defensive effort will regain them some possession.
Quick snipe there from Sian Jones, and they keep the ball alive. Gwalia Lightning, an opportunity. Jones again, the ball is with Kate Williams. Taken down by Glasgow. Slow ball this time. Hughes back in the pocket, but again, the line speed from Glasgow Warriors, fantastic to try and push Gwalia Lightning back. That time, Pearl Kelly, who's into the side for a first start this week.
Yeah, Kelly came on early, didn't she, last week, and she proved herself. There was a little injury at the start, and she obviously got a lot more time than she thought she would, but she did outstandingly along with Sky Perminster on the other wing. So it'll be interesting to see if they get the ball more this week and see what they can do.
Especially in conditions this week as well. Gwalia Lightning plays, especially the back three, they'll be licking their lips today. They've got decent conditions. There's no wind, there's no rain, not much wind anyway. They'll be wanting to get the ball in hands today.
100%. And the wingers, well, back three on both sides are extremely fast, so I'll be excited to see when they do get the ball in space what they can do with it.
Another throw on the far side, and it's Molly Reardon having a quick conversation with Constable. But again, Gwalia Lightning on the attack just outside the 22. Doesn't quite make it to hand this time, but it's a big carry from Glasgow Warriors. And a big exit coming up from McDonald towards Richards again, who's just about not saved the ball from going over the line. But once more, Gwalia Lightning don't quite get it correct from the line out on the far side again. It's not a perfect start, but there's plenty of time for the likes of Molly Reardon to get that correct. And once they do put that on the right page, then they'll certainly have a lot of opportunities.
100%. And Catherine Richards, they're very unlucky not to keep that in. I thought that was a good skill that she managed to almost keep it in, but it was very unlucky. But again, she's getting confidence, and she'll right that.
Good take from Holland Bogan. Bogan there in the line out, and Glasgow Warriors come forward once again. Ailey Fleming, big carrier for Glasgow Warriors. Good collection there from Claudia McLaren. And once again, eager in the breakdown. Gwalia Lightning don't quite get it correct. Huge tackle from Kelsey Webster. A double tackle. We saw it last week as well from Webster. The big hits coming in left, right, centre from Gwalia Lightning. But there's still an advantage for Glasgow Warriors.
That's one thing I have noticed in these games. The hits that are going in are absolutely massive. So it's exciting to see, isn't it? Some of the young players coming through and the hits they're able to produce. Yeah, it's exciting to see where they'll go.
Penalty for Glasgow Warriors, first of the game, and they'll look to put this down the field. But like you said, the big hits going in, it just shows how much it means to the players as well. They want to put in a good impression in front of the home crowd, in front of the coaches. It's a big occasion for these two sides.
It definitely is, and obviously it was Derby week last week, but this week they've got, points to prove, I guess, and I definitely think Glasgow have come out fighting a lot more than they did last week. So Gwalia will have to keep an eye on that, and then they'll have to kind of meet them with the same intensity.
Slight stoppage on this near side, but it's the first line out for Glasgow Warriors and Nicky Simpson, who's been involved with Scotland's international team in the training camps. So another sign of another player hoping to make an impression. But the ball does land into the hands of Sian Jones, who's seen the space in behind Pearl Kelly. She takes her time, doesn't quite make the decision, and Gwalia Lightning are straight onto her.
It's a fantastic kick there from Sian. She did that all last week, and obviously that earned her a play of the match performance. So it's really good to see that she's still doing that this week, identifying space and executing her kicks.
Fantastic line speed there. Bryony King and Erin Jones, both locks for Gwalia Lightning all over Glasgow Warriors' defence. And they're trying their very best to compete in the breakdown as well, with the help of Lucy Isaac, but the ball's gone downfield. And it bounces up kindly to Mel Metcalf. But the ball goes back, penalty to Glasgow Warriors. But both teams' line speed, especially Bryony King and Erin Jones, so eager there to close down the ball, and they've done fantastically. It's just a shame that they haven't quite made it turn out as they wanted to.
Yeah, 100%. They were making a right mess of that ruck, and it is unlucky that they didn't manage to turn it over. But there's a line out not as far as Mary would have wanted that to have gone. So we'll see what Glasgow can do against that.
As we mentioned, not much of a breeze on the field today, but it's certainly enough to have an impact on those lineouts, and especially early on in the game with those cold hands, it's probably tough to get the ball correct in the first couple of lineouts.
And it's a confidence thing. You've got to. Almost saw an intercept from Sian Jones there. Sorry, it's a confidence thing. Once you've had your ball on the hand a few more times, you throw it obviously a bit better then. But it just takes time to get into the game, doesn't it?
It's a knock on by Sian Jones, but once again, reading the game so well, Sian Jones. Same as last week, she's in the game early doors, and she's going to have a big impact on the results of this game.
100%. Just same as last week as well. She's really proving herself to be such a strong player. She controls the ball really, really well. And like you said, she reads it so well. It was just a shame she didn't get that catch. But yeah, she's looking for that all the time.
Gwalia, who are dominant in the first scrum, will be licking their lips at this opportunity to go again, but Glasgow Warriors are putting a good effort here to hold. Alex Love comes away with the ball, tackled well by Caris Hughes. Counter-ruck is on for Gwalia Lightning. However, the ball goes back into the pocket, but once more, Katie Ainsworth doesn't quite get the ball away, and Gwalia Lightning are onto her again.
Yeah, it is that pressure, isn't it, from Gwalia? They're off the line and they're in the 10's face, and it does just make it really hard to execute a kick. So the safest option probably is to carry, but that's not what they want to do from their 22. They want to be exiting here.
An exit this time from Katie Ainsworth, finds the hands of Sian Jones into Nell Metcalf, cutting through the defence, but met viciously by Nicky Simpson. Bryony King. There's an injury just in the second. Oh, a great kick to the far side.
A lovely take there from Catherine as well.
Catherine Richards collecting well. Kate Williams, good offload. Molly Reardon carrying there. But they try to get the ball quickly, and it's a penalty, Gwalia Lightning, and this one a bit narrower. Would you be tempted to go for the sticks here?
Personally, I think I'd go for corner and just set up maybe a driving ball, see what the forwards can do, get them into the game. You did mention there was a slight breeze, so it's, if there's more safety of going for the corner, then I'd definitely do that. So good choice there from Nell.
Absolutely, Nell going towards that far side. I believe it was Gwenann Hopkins down with a slight injury, but back on her feet and ready to go again. And another line out, but the first one in the 22 for Gwalia Lightning, and points return from every entry is going to be vital today if either team's going to take the victory.
100%, and it'll be interesting to see what they do here. Obviously not that close, so driving ball is on, but yeah, they're looking to play.
A flat pass into Gwennan Hopkins, bursting through the gap, bursting all the way over the try line. And Gwennan Hopkins has her first try of this campaign. And a fantastic line break from the number 8. Gwalia Lightning take the lead.
She did amazingly to spot the gap there. Obviously there was 2 players coming on her, and she managed to get dynamically through the gap and obviously then finish off. So that was fantastic from Gwennan Hopkins there.
And that's the sort of danger that Gwennan Hopkins possesses. Well, we saw last week the big carries, but this time she's cutting through the gap, showing the speed and the awareness to get through. It was a fantastic finish.
100%. She's so versatile, and obviously she's come into our camps and she's really proven herself recently. So it's exciting to see what she can do as a player, and especially getting on that score sheet. So
first try of the afternoon goes to Gwalia Lightning, and an opportunity here for Nell Metcalf to add some more points to the tally. The conversion is good from Metcalf. Gwalia Lightning 7, Glasgow Warriors 0. And looking at the context of the game, would it be fair to say Gwalia Lightning have been on top so far?
I think it's been quite equal measure in terms of the dominant tackles, but yeah, like you said earlier, taking points when you're in the 22 is vital, and that's exactly what they've done. So if they continue to do that throughout the game, then they're looking to be ahead.
We're back underway, and it's straight to the try scorer, who's looking to try to find the gap once more. Gwennan Hopkins, an early show of what she has to offer. The ball is going out, another opportunity to try and break that line. Jenny Scoville that time. A big kick down the field from Sian Jones, and the chase is on. Sian chasing her own kick. Collected well by Katie Ainsworth, who's running across to the far side. McDonald, good offload, but a big tackle. On the far side it was Catherine Richards, and the ball falls to Gwalia Lightning. Good defensive effort and an intelligent kick it was initially by Sian Jones. Massively,
and it's not just the dominant hits that are coming in, it's the hard runs. You're having people run through, and it's taking 3 or 4 players to take them down, which is obviously then creating the space for the kicks and to play. So it's really clever rugby, especially from Sian there, and it's exciting to see.
Bryony King into contact. Constable supported by Isaac. Good effort by Glasgow to counter-ruck. However, it's Caris Hughes taken down just outside the 22. A cheeky kick from Sian Jones. Caitlin Lewis is chasing, but collected well by Honjigawa. But it is Gwalia Lightning again, looking dangerous in the 22.
Massive hit there from Caitlin Lewis. Very impressive. And she can show what she can do when she manages to get in low. And it was a fantastic hit from her.
Constable into Gwennan Hopkins, who's again showing the power. There's plenty of space on the far side if Gwalia Lightning could string a couple of passes together. However, Glasgow Warriors have done magnificently there to take the ball, and it was Mari McDonald taking the ball and showing her worth and showing the class she's got as well.
Yeah, Gwalia were very, very unlucky there, but Glasgow did this a lot last week as well against Edinburgh. They managed to steal right at the perfect opportunities, saving their team at vital moments.
Metcalf offloads to Gwennan Hopkins. It was Ainsworth for Glasgow who didn't quite find touch. And Lightning are back in the 22. Great show of hands. Fantastic move from Gwalia Lightning, a fantastic kick. Catherine Richards on the far side. She doesn't miss from there. On the far side, Catherine Richards, the 3rd try of the campaign. But it came from a fantastic move all across the Gwalia Lightning backline. And Caris Hughes, an outside the boot kick, converted fantastically in the corner.
That was so impressive as well with how flat they were playing to the line. It almost looked like it was going to be difficult to pull off, but they managed to get that grubber through, like you said, through Caris Hughes, and a brilliant finish from Catherine Richards there.
And it's that vision as well. Caris Hughes outside the boot kick. It's not an easy skill, and it bounced up perfectly as well for Catherine Richards.
Yeah, very, very hard skill to manage. So I'm very impressed with that by Caris Hughes there.
Far side, Nell Metcalf, successful with her first kick. And last week she got one from this sort of range as well. So she's got this one in the locker. Not quite got the legs that time, however. Gwalia Lightning, the second try of the game, and try scorer Catherine Richards once more showing her finishing instinct on the far side. She's always there, ready to pounce.
She is, and it just shows how important it is to find touch when you're exiting. Obviously, Glasgow got the turnover, and then they missed touch there. So obviously gave Gwalia another opportunity to attack then, this time coming away with the points.
Gwalia showing their capabilities in the first 20 minutes here at Cardiff Arms Park. But it's a big penalty for Glasgow Warriors, their first penalty in Gwalia's half, and it's an opportunity for them to show what they can do on the attack.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, big carry there from Gwenham, but unfortunately, she just got turned over there with the strength of the Glasgow team.
It's a good kick as well from Ainsworth. Finding touch on the far side. So Glasgow Warriors, an opportunity for Simpson to feed inside the 22, and it's a big phase of play here for Glasgow Warriors. As 12 points behind, they need to be the next to score.
100%, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do here. Obviously, left wing isn't holding touchline, so wonder if they're going to look for a big carry. Obviously, they're driving this more, so we'll see where this goes.
The ball's out. McRae. Eventually, the ball does find Honjigawa, but a big tackle in midfield from Gwalia Lightning. The ball is almost popping out the hands, but taken well eventually. Alex Love, I believe, in the middle, but the ball is out this time. And a big tackle from Constable on Bogan, and deciding to stick down the near side. The ball does go forward off a Warriors hand. Sian Jones goes down the field. A safe kick, but a good kick, especially with a difficult angle. Yeah,
100%. She's really showing what she can do, looking to get rid of that. When you're only 22, you want to get rid as quickly as possible. So fantastic kick there from Sian.
But a shame for Glasgow Warriors, especially their first big attack in the 22. They don't come away with points, but they showed their strength in the forwards. That could be a weapon they try and utilise in the second half. Well, for the rest of this first half as well.
Yeah, 100%. And it was a real shame. Obviously, Alex Love showed her hands there, managed to keep hold of the ball under pressure with about two people tackling her. So, yeah, hopefully she can get on the ball a bit more and show what she can do. I know she was a big strength last week, so be excited to see what she can do.
Simpson again finding Bogan. But it's good maul defence here from the Lightning. All over the ball. Kate Williams doesn't quite come off with the ball this time, but Glasgow Warriors cutting back against the grain. Nikki Simpson keeping the ball quite quick here are the visiting team. They don't want to slow this one down at all. Good carry once again on the far side. McDonald with the ball out. Fleming into contact, and they want to look to spread this one out towards this near side. Good hands from Glasgow, doesn't quite find the hands in the end, but once more Glasgow Warriors, similarly to Gwalia Lightning, showing they want to throw the ball around, they want to show what they've got with their hands, not go pick and go every time.
Yeah, 100%. They want to play and they want to get it wide. Bit of a shame that they didn't manage to get it there then, as I think they had the one-man overlap. So when they do get the ball in space, I think it's going to be fantastic to see. It's just that consistency, and I think they had this issue last week. They didn't manage to phase too much together. So I think obviously ball retention is key for Glasgow, and then we can see what they can do.
The Gwalia Lightning scrum poised to take on Glasgow Warriors once again. Backline for Gwalia Lightning. Definitely looking forward to trying string a move together. It's a training ground move for sure up the sleeve.
100%. You can see Caitlin there on the right wing showing behind the scrum. I'm sure she's going to probably get on the ball here at some point or take herself wide and show what she can do with her speed. So I'll be excited to see what they do here from the scrum.
Some words of encouragement from McDonald to Glasgow Warriors' front row, Swan, Simpson and Fleming. Hoping to get their studs tucked into the ground here, but it's a big shove and they've lost it. Gwalia Lightning lose that scrum and Glasgow Warriors are going to try and make the most of this opportunity. The ball goes out to the far side. Hong Jigawa with a boot down the field, chasing his Caddis Hughes. Doesn't quite collect it first time, and the referee deems the ball to have gone forward. And what a massive change that is. Glasgow Warriors going from, well, being against the scrum on the halfway line, they'll now have an opportunity to feed inside the 22.
Yeah, and obviously it's fantastic identifying of the space. You've gone from attacking the scrum to defence, so obviously then there's going to be space in the backfield, which obviously they identified and put the kick through. So, and then with their chase, then they put pressure on, meaning that they get the ball back. So it's fantastic from Glasgow. And
like you said, Glasgow Warriors is full back on Jigawa. The knowledge and the know-how to see the space in behind and putting the boot in is a good option.
Yeah, and it's a difficult skill to do. You know, kicking that ball on the run is really hard, especially once you're the person that's identified the space too. So really skillful player there, and I'm really excited to see her get on the ball a bit more.
The right winger is coming across here. Sky Phimister just tucked behind Hong Jigawa, and the ball does find Phimister, but there's support on the near side. Kelly, what a tackle. Caitlin Lewis with a huge chop, but the ball remains with Glasgow Warriors. Winter carrying that time. The ball is out. Turner, the skipper for the Warriors, poised to take the ball once again. Glasgow Warriors. The hand is out once again from the referee. Penalty. They want to go quickly here. She has, and looking to cross the line. The thumb is up from the linesman, but a quick chat with Jenny Davis, and the try has been awarded. Glasgow Warriors are back in this game, and I believe Bogan with the try, but it was quick thinking from McDonald to get it off in the first place and gives it to one of the big players. They have a big carry in Bogan and crosses the line.
100%, and it was a well-deserved try. It was quick thinking, it was very good execution, and yeah, like they're right back in it now. So it's going to be a very interesting end of first half going into the second half, definitely.
And as mentioned, it was important for Glasgow to get the next score. They've done that. They're back in the game. Just under 15 minutes before the half, they probably fancy their chances of getting level.
100%, and it'll be interesting to see how they, come back from this score now.
Lucy McRae hitting the post with that kick. But the main headline from that attack, Glasgow Warriors back in the game. First try of the afternoon, and it was Holland Bogan. But again, Gwalia Lightning giving away a penalty in the red zone. Really, it was tough to stop Glasgow Warriors from that close in.
Yeah, definitely. When you're in that area of the pitch, you've got to be squeaky clean, and unfortunately they just gave away that penalty, like you said, which led to the quick thinking of Mary McDonald, and then the try from Holland there.
And it all came from that initial scrum that Glasgow Warriors took the ball away from Gwalia Lightning, a huge shove, and they've gone from being on the halfway line to coming away with a try.
Massively, and that just shows how important set piece is going to be in this game. Every time that you get the opportunity to attack, you need to make most of it. So hopefully Gwalia will learn the lessons from that, but if not, I think Glasgow are going to capitalise on that massively.
King into contact. A flat pass aimed towards Gwennan Hopkins, but it does get claimed eventually, and it's Hopkins coming away with the ball. Jones into Williams. Tackled well by Swan, but they're still coming forward, Gwalia Lightning. But a penalty has been awarded to Glasgow Warriors. And it's great work, Nikki Simpson over the ball, and it's huge relief for Glasgow Warriors, especially with the home crowd starting to realise the momentum was shifting back towards Lightning. They've taken all that away now.
Yeah, 100%, and there was Molly Reardon. She made the break like she did last week, but the only issue then, when you've made someone's made the break, you've got to be with her and supporting her so that the turnover doesn't come. But that was fantastic from Simpson on Glasgow's side there.
Yeah, Molly Reardon making the break and got plenty of experience. Dragons, Cardiff Met, Rugby League for Wales well, and she's shown her capabilities all across the field last week and this week, especially with those hands.
Yeah, she's such an exciting player, and I'm extremely excited to see how she develops, especially coming in and out of squads at the moment. Hoping to put her hand up for a place in the Six Nations squad, definitely.
Big carry from Alex Love. The ball is out with Nikki Simpson, but it's a good tackle. Doesn't quite find the hands first time. And it's Reardon collecting that, pushing Mary McDonald backwards. Jones sees the gap, tries to put the kick in. It does take a bounce and goes over the far side. There's a good kick from Sian Jones. But once again, Reardon collecting the ball. We just mentioned her name. She's again involved. She's been everywhere.
She has been, and I can see Caitlin on this right wing. Obviously, she's noticing that the space is in behind. Not sure if Sian meant for it to go, on the left-hand side of the pitch, but Caitlin's definitely got a hand up a lot, knowing that she's seeing the space. So hopefully they can start looking up themselves and seeing it too.
And that's where the second try for Gwalia Lightning came, just getting the ball all the way out to the edge, and then it was a simple finish then for Richards on the far side. Maybe it's something that they need to try and do a bit more often.
100%, yeah, and it does all come from the comms on the edge, so I'd be interested to see if it's all being fed back in, but it's something that they can talk about at half-time, definitely.
A messy ball on the floor, but it was knocked on by Glasgow Warriors, and it's another scrum. Gwalia Lightning feed, however, after the last scrum, it'd be fair to say Glasgow Warriors might fancy their chances in this as well. Definitely.
You'd think that after last week that Gwalia's scrum would have been something that they were definitely, like you said, licking their lips to attack at. But like you said, Glasgow there just kind of, they showed what they can do in the same area. So it's a nice competitive scrum here that we'll see.
As mentioned, a lot of space. If the ball can get through the hands. Again, Caitlin Lewis with her arm up on this far side. Metcalf out to Caitlin Lewis. Goes one way, goes the other. Tackled well by Pearl Kelly, the Warriors left winger. Back inside Hopkins. Reardon again, but a big hit on her. Lightning are getting ever closer again to the try line. Constable this time carrying. 5 metres out. Gwalia Lightning need a score here to get some sweet revenge after that bogan try. Reardon, only a matter of inches here. Jones, big hit, and Glasgow Warriors are pushing Gwalia Lightning backwards. Goes out towards the edge. Just about getting over the line, Caris Hughes. Another try for Gwalia Lightning, almost held out magnificently from Glasgow Warriors, but she finds the gap, and Gwalia Lightning add 5 points to their lead.
Fantastic defence there from Glasgow. It's unfortunate that obviously Caris Hughes spotted that gap. I thought that they were, their chances were high of turning that ball back over, but fantastic from Caris Hughes, who controlled the game really well last week to get that try.
There was a split second there where I thought she might not get over the line. I'm sure her heart was in her mouth.
Yeah, 100%. I think McRae last week, she held one of the Edinburgh players up fantastically. So I thought maybe, we'd be seeing a repeat of that. But well done from Caris Hughes.
Gwalia Lightning 17, Glasgow Warriors 5. Nell Metcalf, vice-captain for Gwalia Lightning. Missed from a similar position from the last try scored by Catherine Richards. Another opportunity for the young fullback. Doesn't quite make it that time. However, third try of the game for Gwalia Lightning, one away from a bonus point. It'd be huge if they could get that in the first half, but they've got plenty of time to try and compose themselves and go again and look to make that bonus point try.
Definitely, but also saying that Glasgow have also got the time to get back in it. So let's just see how they can kind of regather themselves and see if they can get back on the board.
Good restart from the Warriors fly half. It was retained initially, however ripped away from McRae's hands. And Lightning cutting back, beating one, not quite two Carassus. Slow ball this time for Sian Jones. A flat pass, Erin Jones met really strongly by Ellie Williamson and Lucy Winter. Good carry from Isaac. And they're making meters here, Gwalia Lightning. And the kick is over the top from Sian Jones. Chasing is Caitlin Lewis, who's going to be first. Hong Jigawa takes the ball, but Caitlin Lewis takes her out. And Gwalia Lightning have possession inside the 22 once again.
Caitlin Lewis showing again there what she can do, puts the pressure on, makes the massive hit. Fantastic from her there.
Ball slowing down ever so slightly. Nell Metcalf doing well to get away from the initial challenge and still showing that she's got energy in the bank. Towards the far side, Reardon, Hughes out to Richards, cutting back inside, just a couple of metres short. Reardon, around 3 metres to go here. Sian Jones gets the ball out, but it'll be the pack taking control here. Scoble with that first carry, Reardon with a second. There's plenty of space on this near touchline, but it's the forwards who want to continue here. A poach from Sian Jones, and they'll go back for the penalty advantage. But you've mentioned there's plenty of space on the right-hand side. If only they could have put a few passes together, it would have been an easy try.
Definitely, they're getting, good results from spreading Glasgow. Obviously, the tries have mostly been in the corners, so but the left-hand side is the favoured side at the moment. I think Caitlin is in bags of space there. They just need to kind of look up and try and get it to her as quickly as possible, especially with that arm going up for the advantage. Would have been a good chance for a kick there.
Lightning have knocked the ball forward. Huge relief for Glasgow Warriors. And the bench show their appreciation for that big Glasgow Warriors defensive shift, and they've got away. They haven't given away any points. It's a good result for Glasgow Warriors. 100%,
and I said it earlier, they did it last week fantastically against Edinburgh. I think Edinburgh could have had a few more tries, but they managed to stop them, within this 5 metres or even on the try line. Held up, I think, twice last week. So it just shows what they can do at that close to the try line. So it shows that their intensity is high.
Couple of injuries on the field as we see a quick shot of Wales Women's head coach Johan Cunningham here again today watching Gwalia Lightning. He's got his scouting hat on, I'm sure, and there's plenty of talent to see today, and there's a few of these putting their hands up for that call for the first team.
100%, and that's exactly what this Celtic challenge is for. It's exactly that, for the players to be able to put out performances in front of head coach, backs coach there, and show them what they can do in obviously a stadium that the Welsh team play at. And yeah, he'll definitely be keeping his eye out for a lot of players today.
And plenty of positives for both sides as well. Glasgow Warriors, they've shown their resilience in defence. They've not given up at any point. They've been brave in defence. Their line speed has been fantastic as well. It's just almost not quite clicking when they get into that into Gwalia Lightning's half.
100%. It was a similar scene that we saw last week. Again, it was just that consistency of phases in attack. Their defence is absolutely magnificent. It's just that attack. They need to keep possession and make their way up the pitch.
Mary McDonald will feed into the Warriors scrum, and again a good even contest in the scrum as they look to exit And it's a good kick from Ainsworth. Just outside the 22, relieving some of that pressure, but not too long to go until the half here. Gwalia Lightning just outside the 22. A big opportunity to get another score on the board.
Massively, and again, like we've said, that space is on that right wing. Hopefully they can maybe use a move here off the line out to get it out there wide to their winger, Caitlin Lewis. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
There's plenty still to go and plenty more action in this first half. Interestingly, a pick and go from Bryony King, beating one, tackled by McDonald.
What a handoff there by Bryony King. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of those.
Absolutely not. The ball does loop up and just about bounces back into Caris Hughes' hands, but it's a penalty. And Glasgow Warriors again taking advantage, and they'll have an opportunity to put this down the park just before half-time. They're looking as if they're growing into this game as minutes go by.
100%, and it would be amazing for their confidence if they could get another score or even just another attacking phase just before the half-time. Unlucky there from Nell.
Almost on the far side for the vice-captain for Gwalia Lightning, but Glasgow Warriors, one try in this first half, but it came from an initial scrum on the halfway line. If they can string something similar together from this position and get another score before half-time, it would be huge for their mentality and especially for that half-time team talk.
Definitely. Saw Sian there get off the line. She's saying absolutely not. You're not going to try before half-time here, but she got off the line so quickly there. There was pressure on. Again,
Sian Jones very active in the breakdown, but it is Glasgow Warriors retaining possession. The ball is out by Bogan, coming towards this near side, tries to put the ball back inside. Demi Swan. But again, good hands shown. Ainsworth. And the ball will go over the top by McDonald. How is this going to bounce? It looks as if it's going to just about roll over the try line. But the referee will bring the ball back for a penalty. Glasgow Warriors. And they're getting closer and closer to the try line as we come towards the half. They'll have an opportunity to put it even closer again, but they've gone with a short tap this time. Swan tackled well. And it was Lucy Isaac, and they've won the penalty. Gwalia Lightning isolated. It was for Glasgow Warriors. Demi Swan by herself. She needed more support with that run.
Yeah, 100%. If they're going to go quick and they're going to send a short runner up, they need to follow that in, especially against a team like Gwalia. Have had many steals already in this game and last week the same. They know what they're doing over the ball, so you've got to make sure that you've got support players with you.
Ball goes high from Nell Metcalf. Catherine Richards, a cheeky grubber, which does roll out on the far side. But that's it for the half, says Jenny Davis. A good half it was for Gwalia Lightning. They came into this tie having won in the Welsh Derby, and they're doing something similar this week. 17 points to 5 ahead. Gwalia Lightning have been exceptional in the first half, especially in the 22.
Definitely. They've come off obviously a win last week, and they've brought that confidence into this match now. You can see that they're all playing with that confidence, and they want to get the ball wide, which is where most of their tries have come from. It's fantastic to see, and I think that they'll come out firing as well in the second half.
If you're a Glasgow Warriors fan, what do you think that they need to improve on going into the second half? Because they're still in this game. That it's only 12 points, isn't it? Converted trying, they're straight away back in there.
100%, and I think it was a similar story last weekend. I think it's just literally holding the ball in attack. I think that their defence is outstanding. Gwalia's probably had a few more chances and they haven't capitalised on them. So, I just think it's the consistency there and keeping the ball in attack.
So big half here at Cardiff Arms Park. 17-5 the score between Gwalia Lightning and Glasgow Warriors. Last week there was another big game in Wales, this time at Rodney Parade. Gwalia Lightning against Brython Thunder, and let's take a quick look at how that one played out. Both teams are now making their way out onto the field, led by Alex Callender for the Brython Thunder and Bryony King for Gwalia Lightning. We're only moments away here from kick-off at Rodney Parade. Here we go, both teams are ready to get this game underway. It was back on the inside to Molly Reardon on the far side, but met well. Natalia John reading very well. However, Gwalia Lightning are very close to the try line here. Only a matter of a couple of metres. A pick and go. It looks like they're over the try line. And the try has been awarded to Gwalia Lightning, and it's Kate Williams with the first try of the game. And to think she was with injury concern before the game, she's proved herself in the warm-up. She comes into the team, and what a way to start for her. Some patience shown here for the kick, the first of the match. Nell Metcalf not quite catching the ball correctly. They go the same way. Bryony King collecting that loose ball. Charge down from Brython Thunder. And here we go, 10 metres out. What can they do from this position here? Natalia John with a strong carry. Penalty, a quick tap from the scrum half, diving for the line, crossing. And Meg Davis has her first try of the game. And Brython Thunder a level, and it's quick thinking there from Meg Davis, catching the defence off guard. Easy try in the end. In these conditions, it's going to be very difficult. However, doesn't quite strike the ball. The ball in the hands, Katie Jenkins. And it goes out wide, a dummy inside, but the kick is good. Chasing the kick, Catherine Richards, she's going to get there, and she's going to score for Gwalia Lightning. What a fantastic try for the winger, and it came from the vision from Caris Hughes. But she had to get there, she showed the pace, and it's a great finish.
Yeah, absolutely. I said at the start there was pace on the edges, and that just goes to show what they can do when they get the ball to the edge or they find that territory in behind. Is outstanding kick.
Nell Metcalf with a tougher angle for this conversion. But she does take her time going with the wind in this first half. However, not quite there this time.
Be exciting to see what happens off this scrum now, whether Gwalia are going to have that edge that they had in the last scrum, so we'll see what happens.
A better scrum from Brython Thunder, but they come away from the ball. Gwalia Lightning again, plenty of space in front of Kelsey Webster, taken down, but Kathleen Richards is going to cross again. And it's a third try of the game for Gwalia Lightning, and this Celtic Challenge match has exploded into life in the first 15 minutes. Another try for Kathleen Richards. Up to 15 points, 3 tries already in this game. Only 15 minutes on the clock. Kick has the legs. Oh, what a great nudge that is from the far side. Nell Metcalf with a conversion. But Gwalia holds possession. Picking and going, Molly Reardon supports on the inside. Doesn't use it, Lodi Williams does well to take her down. But there's plenty of space on the far side. Catherine Richards eager for this ball to get out there. Penalty, Gwalia Lightning. 1 from 3 so far this game. However, this would be what would be said as the most straightforward one of the game. Puts it between the sticks, and there's 15 points between the teams now as they inch ever closer to that try line. This will be huge just before half time if Thunder could get over the line. Required on this near side. Sinead Harris going, lunging, but it's held up. Fantastic defence. De Filippo getting back there to stop Sinead Harris. 0 points in the first 12 of the second half. Good hands by Caris Hughes to gather. Beneath Terry, she's caught it. She's got plenty of grass in front of her. A cheeky kick. Who's going to be first? Kathleen Richards looks favourite, and Nell Metcalf doesn't quite collect. Terry collects her own kick. Is she going to cross the line? Not this time. Hurled back. However, only a couple of inches in there. And the arm is out from the referee. Huge for Gwalia Lightning to feed once more. And a penalty goes. And the skipper says that's enough of that. Game over. Gwalia Lightning take the victory in the first ever Celtic Challenge Welsh derby between Brython Thunder and Gwalia Lightning. Brython Thunder 5, Gwalia Lightning 20. So a good victory there for Gwalia Lightning in the first Welsh derby of the Celtic Challenge. What did you take out of that game? Both teams contesting eagerly, but at the end, Gwalia Lightning coming away with a victory.
I think Gwalia Lightning turned up with more intensity last week. I think that they had more to prove. Obviously, less experienced team, less international knowledge in there, and I think that they actually, dominated the kick-in territory battle, which might have put the Thunders under a bit more pressure than they would have thought. So yeah, I thought Gwalia come out and with more intensity than Brython Thunder. So. And
as you mentioned, that Welsh international experience, it didn't faze Gwalia Lightning at all. If anything, it might have even spurred them on to be a bit more determined in that game.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think that it was the more spur them on. I think obviously if you're coming up against people that you've looked up to playing for, you're going to want to kind of prove a point, especially if you're in similar positions. You know, Sinead Harris and Gwennon Hopkins there. That was a really good battle. So I think that, yeah, I think you're right. They spurred them on and they came away with a win. So.
Another game this week that Brython Thunder played. It was a bit of deja vu for that team. They went away to Clovers. 20 points to 5 was the score to Clovers' favour. And another game this weekend, Edinburgh 17, Wolfhounds 27. So a couple of wins on the bounce for Wolfhounds, but Brython Thunder going away from home. You know quite a few of the players who play there. How do you think that would have affected them, especially 2 losses on the bounce at the start of a campaign? It's not what you want, especially with an important campaign like this just for the Six Nations.
Yeah, 100%. I think obviously going away to play is always harder, especially off the back of a loss last week, a loss that they were probably expecting to win. So like you said, there's lots of experience in there and players that I've played with, but it might be a case of maybe gelling together as a team a bit more and perhaps maybe being less individually based and more team, cohesive. So.
And you mentioned it's tough to go away. Next week they're playing at home at Parc y Scarlett. That's going to be huge if they can take the victory. And they're playing against Edinburgh, who won the first game against Glasgow. It's vital for Brython Thunder to come away with a victory.
Yeah, 100%. It is vital and it's something that they need to do. I think that the home advantage might actually tip in their favour, but Edinburgh have been playing extremely well too, so it's something they can't just expect to win. It's something that they need to, come out and work hard for.
We've mentioned a few times that travel can affect teams. Gwalia Lightning will be going to Clovers, the same trip as Brython Thunder. They'll be going next week. Is it going to be difficult for Gwalia Lightning to go away for the first time in this campaign? A lot of players might not have, they're not used to going away quite often, especially into Ireland to play in foreign territory.
100%, and I think we have got a couple of players in that team that will be able to maybe manage the expectations of other players that haven't travelled, but because of the momentum from obviously a really good first win against Thunders and they're doing extremely well today so far, if that momentum swings them in their favour, then I think that the away part won't faze them too much.
Absolutely. So the games coming up next week in the Celtic Challenge are as follows. Saturday the 13th of January, Glasgow Warriors against Wolfhounds. That'll be kicking off at 2 o'clock. Sunday the 14th of January, Clovers versus Gwalia Lightning, as we mentioned, kick off at 1. On Sunday the 14th as well, Brython Thunder versus Edinburgh Rugby at Parc y Scarlett at 1:30. So those are the games that are going to be coming up next week. However, we'll turn our attention back to the games that are on this week and this game in particular today. We just had a quick chat there when the highlights were on, and there's a lot of areas to talk about, especially the set piece. It's been very, very evenly matched.
It has, yeah, and obviously coming off the back of last week, I thought that maybe Gwalia Lightning would have more of the impact in the scrum, but as we said, the turning point for Glasgow there was their massive win in that scrum. So it's been evenly based, and I'm excited to see where it'll go in the second half.
And we saw a couple of phases after taking that scrum, they got over the line, so it's huge for the mentality and momentum in the game for both sides.
It's massive, and as a back three player, you wouldn't think it would actually affect everyone on the pitch, but if our forwards get a scrum penalty or they dominate a set piece, then it brings the energy levels up of everyone on the team. So I think that's exactly what happened, and obviously, like you said, it resulted in a try. So
You mentioned as a back three player, you've been desperate for the ball to go out onto the edges more, and that's been sort of something you've really pointed out in the first half. The ball just needs to come out. We saw Catherine Richards on the far side. She scored after getting the ball to the edge. They just need to do it more often, both sides.
100%. Like, they've all got speedsters in the teams, and like I said, before the match, Caitlin Lewis is someone that I really want to see get the ball to more. She's got that international experience, 8 caps for Wales, and I think that she can finish off some pretty hard tries. It's just getting that ball to her in a little bit of space and seeing what she can do. So yeah, I think that that's something that hopefully both teams will work on in the second half, because the conditions are good for it, and it's good to get that out to the wing. So yeah, hopefully they do.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, conditions are perfect here at Cardiff Arms Park. Despite it being bitterly cold, there's no wind or rain. It's fantastic weather, especially for running rugby. There's no excuse really for not getting the ball out.
100%, and I think as a winger I'd be screaming for that ball, because I just see the space, especially on this right hand side. I do think that Gwalia have managed to get it down the left hand side quite well, and that's obviously where their tries have two of their tries have come from, but it's this right hand side now. They need to try and trust their left hand pass and get it out to Caitlin Lewis.
Yeah, and also another area we've really looked at half time, the battle of the number 8, and we've seen Grannon Hopkins get over the line a couple of times, but Alex Love as well for Glasgow Warriors, she's been brilliant as well. It's a good contest, as we saw last week. We were down at Rodney Parade, Sinead Harris against Grannon Hopkins. We're seeing it again this week.
We are, and Alex Love has been fantastic, not just in her carries and her tackles, but her handling. I think that's something that's definitely developing in the game is forwards handling, and she's definitely put her hands up, and she's shown what she can do ahead of the Six Nations there for Scotland. So
in terms of anyone else on the field for either team, who do you think has stood out for you in the first half, and maybe they're going to push on in the second half, hoping to try and make a bigger impression?
So for Gwalia, I would say it would be Molly Reardon. I think that we've spoken about her a lot. Obviously her consistent throws. She missed one in the first half, but she managed to get her confidence back, and she has grown into the game. Her carries, obviously she made that break. There was no one with her, unfortunately, but yeah, her handling and everything as a forward is impeccable. So I think that she's definitely stood out for me. And then for Glasgow, I'd say Mary McDonald. I think that she's controlled the game a lot better than they did last week, which she showed in the second half as well that she could do, and she's managed to put in some attacking kicks, and yeah, I think that she'll do a bit more in the second half now.
At half time, if you were a coach for either team, what would you be saying in there? Because at the moment Gwalia clearly ahead, 17-5 points, but there's plenty of time for Glasgow to come back into the game. What would you be saying if you got in the mixer?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously the back three of me would be saying to get the ball out to both wings on both teams a bit more, just because you're able to in these conditions, but also I think that celebrating everything. I think that obviously we said that the scrum that was the turning point for Glasgow was when they obviously beat Gwalia in that scrum, and they came back into the game and scored. So I think just celebrate the little things, and it energises the team, and then obviously that can lead into tries there. So.
And as you mentioned, energising the team, it changes momentum so quickly. It's a lot to do with mentality down there on the field, especially at this level of the game.
100%, especially when you're away from home. I think when you're playing somewhere that's away, you are the team. You're the reason that you have energy. So you've got to you've not got the crowds cheering you on, so you need to bring the energy yourselves, which is what I think Glasgow should focus on.
Despite Glasgow Warriors playing away from home, they're playing on a fantastic track here at Cardiff Arms Park. It's a fantastic place to play rugby. You know what it is down there, and it's great for teams to be able to play here.
Yeah, fantastic. Such a fantastic pitch. Obviously, you can play some fast running rugby on a 4G pitch like this, which is what I'm desperate to see. Get that ball out to the wings and see what they can do with it. But we have seen some really good attacking kicks, which obviously the grubbers or the box kicks and the bounces do bounce in your favour on a ground like this. So it's just make more use of it, I would say.
And as you say, the kicking game is quite important this game. We've seen the little grub on the outside the boot from Caris Hughes leading to a try. The kicking game is becoming a huge part of the game today. Yeah,
100%, and it was last week as well with Gwalia anyway. They managed to win that territory battle, which I think that Brython Thunder were not expecting. So yeah, I think that's definitely coming into play for both teams here today, and I think if they can kind of capitalise on that a bit more, then yeah, that would be fantastic to see.
Absolutely. So plenty more to come in the second half from Cardiff Arms Park, and the second half will be coming to you just in a few moments' time. Here we go, both teams back out on the park, ready for the second half. 17-5, the half-time score between Gwalia Lightning and Glasgow Warriors. And I think it's fair to say next score is going to be vital, especially for Glasgow Warriors.
Definitely. I think that's probably what they would have been saying in the changing rooms now at half-time, is they need to make the next score so that they're back in the game and so that they can ease their way back into it as well.
Jenny Davis making her way out to the middle to get us back underway through Katie Ainsworth's right boot. A big second half to come here in the Celtic Challenge. Gwalia Lightning hoping to make it back-to-back victories. Glasgow Warriors still looking for their first victory of the campaign, but here we go. Gwennan Hopkins making huge meters to open the second half, and they're coming towards this left flank again. Catherine Richards, space in front of her. Has she got the gas? Cuts inside, but taken down by Katie Ainsworth. But they're still coming forward. This time, Bryony King. Gwalia Lightning have exploded out of the blocks in this second half, and that is largely down to the number 8, Gwennan Hopkins. Within 5 meters of the try line. Slow ball, however, for Lightning. Has that ball gone forward? The referee does bring the game to a halt here, however. The arm is up. Penalty, Gwalia Lightning, much to Mary McDonald's confusion. But there's plenty of space again on the far side.
Yeah, it's like they were listening to us at half-time then, wasn't it? Obviously, Gwennan Hopkins made that massive break, but then they got the ball out with simple hands to Catherine Richards, who made a massive dent down that left-hand side.
They've opted for a scrum, Gwalia Lightning, which has been very evenly matched so far. And the backs split even on either side. Certainly a training ground move up the sleeve here.
Definitely. I'm excited to see what they're going to do here, and also the choice of a scrum is a very confident one, so hopefully they're going to come out now and dominate that.
Gwalia Lightning playing at home in the Welsh capital. They are very close to getting another try on the board. Hopkins carrying strong by herself. Kate Williams nice and low. Only a few meters short. And it looks like Lucy Isaac was going to cross there. However, short once again. Jones, Reardon this time. Held up, says the referee, and it's great defensive work again from Glasgow Warriors. They've done magnificently in defence.
They're doing it time after time, aren't they? You know, exactly where you think Gwalia are going to score, they're actually turning it over literally on the try line. I think they've done that 3 times now, but just a shame they didn't get that ball out to the right wing, as we spoke about, as there was miles of space over there.
Boots down the field from Ainsworth towards Lewis. Lewis into Nell Metcalf. Metcalf tries to offload to Isaac, however goes forward in the end. The ball is back with Glasgow Warriors on the far side. Good hands and back inside. Pearl Kelly, I believe, made her way out to the left hand side. But Gwalia have the ball only for one phase, and the ball does go forward. But the referee brings it back for the scrum. But again, both teams eager to keep the ball in hands. Glasgow Warriors especially, they probably had a couple of opportunities to put it down the field there, but they just want to play.
100%, and I was thinking when the territory changed then, I saw obviously the back 3 players retreating, but not retreating fast enough, and I thought that would be the perfect opportunity to kick it, but very skillful from Kelly to stay in field there when she's running down the left-hand wing, and like you said, they just want to play.
Absolutely want to play on this beautiful track here at Cardiff Arms Park. Going down the short side. Good tackle off the back of the scrum by Kate Williams. over the ball as well is the blindside flanker. And a counter-ruck as well from Gwalia Lightning. Gwennan Hopkins nicks the ball, tries to offload to Lewis on the far side. The ball just about evades the hands. Glasgow Warriors inside their own half, trying to fizz the ball out to the fly half Ainsworth. But it's not quite sticking for Glasgow Warriors as it stands. However, they're coming away with the ball here. Simpson rather, into contact. And another good carry. This time Demi Swan, the Warriors prop. Good line speed once more from Lightning. Straight on. Ainsworth has not had a chance to compose herself, especially for those kicks. Jones tries to put the ball into Caris, who tries to catch the ball behind her back. Shows the confidence.
Definitely, and you can see what Gwalia are trying to do here. They're trying to, break the line and offload, but when you play fast, expansive rugby like that, you've just got to be careful with the offloads, that make sure that they go to hand. But yeah, very, very confident there. And it is exciting to watch. It's just trying to make sure those offloads come off.
We've seen in this near stand, Gwalia Lightning's substitutions being sent out to warm up early on in this second half, and there's plenty of talent on both benches, especially when you look at the backs. Jenna De Vera for Gwalia Lightning and Freya Clark, co-captain for Glasgow Warriors, on the bench. There's a lot more to come from both sides, especially when they bring the fresh legs on.
Exactly, and it's really exciting to see that a bench is also going to bring on so much experience. Obviously, Jenna De Vera was captain of the under-20s. She's been training with Bristol Bears and Bristol University, I believe. So she's very, very experienced and a true natural leader. So when she comes on, I think she'll bring that expertise on with her. And like you said, Rhea Clark as well, co-captain for the other team. Just going to show that she also brings on that leadership quality when she comes on.
Another good contest in the scrum, and the ball fizzes out the backs for Glasgow Warriors, but they go along the far side. McLaren carrying initially, offloads. Hojigawa into contact, desperate for the ball to go out wide once more for Glasgow Warriors, but they keep it tight for now. The arm is out from the referee, so an opportunity here to go out wide. As they do, that left flank, huge tackle on the far side, driving Glasgow Warriors' winger Pearl Kelly over the far side, but it was a penalty advantage nevertheless, and they've gone quickly. McDonald takes the tackle, but Glasgow Warriors, they need some more territory. They need to get down the field, and they're struggling to get down there at the moment. And eventually the kick option taken. Plenty of time for Hughes to compose herself to take it. The ball doesn't go forward, and it's Richards coming away with the ball. Good carry. There's a good tackle as well from Swan. Sian Jones, could this be a 50-22? One more bounce, stays on the field. Fimister, good recovery run, but she runs straight into Erin Jones. And that was a big hit from the lock. And Warriors put this one down the field, but it's all action, and the ball stays alive again. Inside ball. Sian Jones, tackled strongly by Demi Swan. Not releasing, says the referee, but there's plenty of action at the start of this second half, and both teams are trying to keep the ball alive, trying to keep the ball going, and Gwalia Lightning win that mini battle there.
Yeah, massively. It's very unlucky from Sian there, obviously aiming for the 50-22. One more bounce that would have gone out. Obviously really good from Minster to keep that in, but like you said, massive hits going in there as well, carrying straight into a second row. It's not what you want to do as a winger, trust me, but she managed to retain ball, so it was really, really good skill from her.
The referee having a quick word with Emma Turner, captain of Glasgow Warriors, experience of being involved with the Scottish national team as well for Turner. So an opportunity here for a quick chat about that defence, but first warning, but they've been so good in defence so far that, if anything, a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate for them. I think that's actually probably one of their strengths, is their defence and their tenacity in defence. But I'm pretty sure she'll manage to have a quick word with the team, and they'll fix that up now in the next few minutes.
Metcalf going for the corner, and she's made great meters just outside that 5 metre line. And another opportunity for Lightning, held up once in this second half. Can they correct that error to get that bonus point? The ball has gone forward off of a Warriors hand, just about held on to possession. Hughes taking the brunt of that collision. Jones pops it up to Hopkins. A brutal carry again from the number 8, a flat pass into King. But once more, Glasgow Warriors' line speed, exceptional. Turner with a big tackle. But there's a penalty advantage. Hughes, big hit from the number 8. As there's a few shoves after the referee's whistle against Holland Bogan, the try scorer for Glasgow. But they'll go back. Gwalia have another penalty. And from this position, would you be likely to go for sticks or the corner? It looks like they'll go for the corner.
Yeah, I think she's going corner, but if it was a closer game, maybe sticks would have been the opportunity. But I think that they're confident in their set piece, so why not try and make it 7?
And again, Gwalia and Molly Reardon have a line out. They'll need this one to be accurate. They've gone to the front to Abby Constable, and it wasn't straight, says the referee, but it's another missed opportunity for Lightning.
Yeah, and it's a couple now from the same area, so perhaps it would be a better opportunity to go for something different. But yeah, hopefully they'll try to right their wrongs. But that was fantastic from Glasgow then. Fantastic defence.
But as you mentioned, it's that accuracy in the 22. It's the difference between making that bonus point, getting another try and coming away with nothing. It's happened a couple of times for Gwalia Lightning. The coaching team must be, well, displeased to say the least.
Yeah, definitely, and it's that opportunity, like you said, for that bonus point, which will mean a lot in this Celtic challenge. So if it's something that they can definitely get to, then it's something that they need to try and improve on.
Big hit on Caris Hughes. The ball bounces out to Catherine Richards. Big tackles, but it was high from Ailey Fleming as the ball slows down once again for Gwalia Lightning, but they'll have an opportunity either way to put this ball towards the corner once again, but for now it's a free play and they need to make the most of this. Another penalty advantage. Constable this time with a carry. Again, edging towards this left-hand side. Hopkins almost gathers, but it does just go over her shoulder. Another penalty against Glasgow Warriors, and the referee has given them a couple of warnings. Not another one this time, but Lightning, another opportunity. They need to score this time.
Definitely, and like you said, the coaches will want that for sure. That was fantastic line speed there from Glasgow, which resulted in Hopkins not gathering that ball correctly. So yeah, if they keep that line pressure on without obviously giving away the penalties, I think that they'll be able to stop Gwalia here, but let's see what they can do.
Slight injury on this near side for Glasgow Warriors, but it looks like the scrum half, Mary MacDonald, will be okay to carry on. However, a quick change is being made here by Glasgow Warriors. It looks like Sophie Anderson is coming onto the field into the second row. It's not into second row, it's in fact the number 8, Alex Love, who's come off the field. And it's a big decision. However, crossfield kick from Caris Hughes doesn't quite come off. But it looks like Gwalia are trying to compete in the breakdown. And Gwalia come away empty-handed again from the 22.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that massively. And just touching on that Scottish change there, Sophie Anderson's international experience will definitely come in handy here. I thought Alex Love was playing brilliantly, so I wonder if that was maybe an injury sub or just one big change. But yeah, Gwalia will be very disappointed not to come away with points then.
No advantage, says Jenny Davis, as there's a couple of more changes for Gwalia. We see Jenna De Vera come onto the field, as well as Maisie Davis. But we mentioned Jenna De Vera's name earlier. I'm sure you're excited to see how she goes.
I really am. I think that she's a very exciting player that's coming through. And like I said earlier, a natural leader. She speaks, her communication's brilliant. So she might be able to boss that back line out, and perhaps the ball will come out to the right wing.
Erin Jones and Molly Anderson-Thomas coming off the field. And the replacements for Gwalia are on, but straight into a defensive shift here. Good maul defence from Gwalia for the initial shove from Glasgow Warriors, but they remain in possession. A cheeky flat pass inside from Glasgow, and they're still coming away with the ball. McLaren takes a good hit. De Vera involved straight away. Swan carrying well, supported by the replacement, Sophie Anderson. Good hands from Glasgow Warriors, but it doesn't quite find. But it's a big counter-ruck from Gwalia Lightning. And both replacements involved. Sian Jones puts the punt down the field. It bounces awkwardly for the Glasgow Warriors player at the back, but does well. Lucy McRae to boot the ball back towards Gwalia Lightning. But it's quite frantic out there. No one's really taking any responsibility for the ball and holding possession for a couple of phases.
Yeah, it's a bit back and forth, isn't it? But Gwalia's defence there was absolutely outstanding, and that's the reason they've got the possession. Their intensity from last week and this week has been outstanding, and I hope it's something that they carry on through the tournament, because I think that might be their point of difference.
Both teams' defences have been magnificent as well. You look at Gwalia Lightning last week, Glasgow Warriors' line speed this week. It's something to be commended as we watch the kick just about missed touch from Nell Metcalf. But she'll get the ball again. Are they going towards the right hand side this time? A good kick in behind. Chasing is the winger for both sides. It doesn't quite sit properly for Kelly. But Glasgow Warriors have done well to retain the ball. But intelligent again from Nell Metcalf. And they're trying to get a stable platform here for Glasgow Warriors to put the ball down the field. And it's Marie McDonald who's going to put this one down the field. Metcalf again takes it. She's been everywhere across that back line. Hopkins, a good looping pass towards King, but it bounces favourably for Gwalia Lightning. Hughes puts the ball out to Catherine Richards. Richards on the inside, tackled well by McLaren. Hughes is still on the floor, but Lightning are still going forward. Raiden this time with the ball. Good counter-ruck from Nikki Simpson. But it's the pack that are going to be taking control here. Davis, that time Constable tries to tip it on to Kate Williams. It's a knock-on advantage. Jones, a flat pass. Isaac, one more. Richards, inside. Tackled well. They're going backwards at the moment. Constable over the try line. And Gwalia Lightning have the bonus point try. It was coming. They had a couple of chances, but it's Abby Constable doing the damage in the end.
That was a fantastic carry from Abby Constable, and it all came sadly from Caritas Hughes' pick-up and her pass out there to Catherine Richards. Hopefully she's doing okay down there.
Yeah, looks like a pretty serious injury for Caritas Hughes, who's been excellent again this week for Gwalia Lightning. She was brilliant last week and once again showing what she can offer, and it's a shame to see what looks like to be a pretty serious injury.
Yeah, it is really a shame. Like you said, she was fantastic last week and again this week, controlling the game, and even just some of her offloads out the back. She's a very confident player, so fingers crossed this isn't as bad as it seems.
It looks like she's slowly getting on to her feet, but it looks like what might be a shoulder injury holding her arm. She looks very disappointed, and she's applauded off by the home crowd, and she's deserved this ovation from the supporters.
Yeah, definitely. Fingers crossed that she'll be okay after that one.
Metcalf almost putting it through the sticks once again for Gwalia, just about slamming onto the post. Gwalia Lightning 22, Glasgow Warriors 5. Glasgow Warriors need to come back into this game as soon as possible.
Yeah, definitely, and that's definitely what they'll be saying to each other now. We said that the next score after half-time was vital, but even more so now. They need to get some points on the board.
Fantastic line from the replacement lock, Maisie Davis, and Lightning already trying to make the most of possession again. The referee does bring play to a halt. The arm is going up. There was a quick look at the pocket there, but it's just a word with Emma Turner. But it looks like the second warning for Glasgow Warriors. They need to be careful in defence from now on.
Yeah, we've said, haven't we, all game how good their defence has been, so it would be a shame now if they got, a card for that. I think that they might find it a little bit unfair, but you've got to keep your discipline, especially in defence.
Nell Metcalf puts the ball downfield, as there's been a replacement in the back line. It looks like Kate Davis has come on to the wing, and Jenna De Vera at the moment is standing in at 10, which is somewhere we probably didn't expect to see her slot into today, but with her talents she'll be looking to take control. But it's Reardon with the line out. Successful. Hopkins to Jones. Jones tackled well, but it's Hopkins again trying to break through the line. Coming back towards this near side. Jones offloads into King. Has that one gone forward? Yes, says the referee. And there'll be a feed into the scrum for Glasgow Warriors. But again, the ball not quite sticking that time for Gwalia Lightning. Another scrum. Glasgow Warriors need to get down the field as soon as possible. We're already over 20 minutes deep into this second half. They've got a bit of a mountain to climb at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And if they're wanting to play, they need to keep their width in as the wingers. They're all coming in quite narrow, so that would suggest they'd kick. But sometimes they don't kick and they go to play, and then there's no one there then to take them up on the left-hand side. So hopefully they just make a clear decision, get down the field, and they can start building the phases up from there.
Good shove, but it's a big tackle from Lucy Isaac, and a penalty has been awarded. A big shove there from Sian Jones on her opposite number, and they've eaten 10 metres back in the inside through the cap flap into Bryony King. They're very close again here, Gwalia Lightning, to getting another try onto the board. Reardon, quick hands, but it's intercepted. Here we go, a quick foot race, and the referee brings it back. That was going to be interesting.
Unlucky. Yeah, really, really unlucky there. What a fantastic intercept and a perfect read of the game there. Really unlucky for Sky Phimister there.
Yeah, Phimister will be gutted. She would have fancied herself to take on both Kate Davis and potentially, well, I believe it might have been Nell Metcalf involved as well, but the ball goes back. Gwalia Lightning will feed into the scrum. But again, it's the home team that are showing they can control territory, and it's good signs for this team.
It's really good, and it shows how far they've developed as well. You know, they know when it's on to play, they know when it's on to kick. The executions of all the kicks have been fantastic, especially from Sian. So yes, really good progress. It's really good to see, and I think that they're just going to keep developing.
Hopkins carrying strong. Hopkins crossing. Hopkins try. A second try of the game for the young number 8. She's showing how good she is. She might be young, but she's fantastic.
That was absolutely outstanding from her. Just from the base of the scrum, simple carry. And again, it's taken 2 or 3 players to try and take her down, and she's able to get through them. So it just shows how powerful she is as a runner too.
That's why she's so dangerous, especially from that close in. Second try of the match, extending their lead 27-5 as it stands, and Nell Metcalf will eye up this kick in front of the sticks. She takes her time, slots it through with ease. 29-5 Gwalia. But once again, Gwenanne Hopkins, she's one to watch.
She definitely is, and she's an up-and-coming player that's really showing what she's about. And like we said, she's had some really good battles of the 8s last week against Sinead Harris, this week against Alex Love. So she's showing that she can compete with the people at the highest level, which is obviously fantastic to see.
A couple of changes for Glasgow Warriors. Carla McDonald coming onto the field, as well as Gisela Chicot and Freya Clark. And also Izzy Hannay. Looks like Glasgow Warriors are going to empty the bench and try and make a big impact on this game coming into the last 15 and give some minutes, well, try and get back into the game more than anything is Glasgow Warriors. 24 points behind at the moment. The game was very even, despite the scoreline in the first half, 17-5 Gwalia. It was very even, but it looks like now Gwalia Lightning have just shown their persistence, which has ended up in them pulling away.
Yeah, and there's some frustrations that we can see on the side of Glasgow now, which is obviously resulting in lots of penalties, back-to-back penalties, which is really hard to get momentum from. But some good experience coming off the bench there, so fingers crossed they can bring a bit of intensity into the game.
Big kick from Nell Metcalf. Catherine Richards is on the charge, met by Pearl Kelly. They go to boot it down the field. Just gets past the 22 line. Jenna De Vera collecting well from, there seemed to be Freya Clark's kick on the far side. Ball just about fumbles out the hands. Caitlin Lewis collects. Metcalf, Kate Williams, inside to Lucy Isaac. Good work by Glasgow Warriors, trying to compete in the breakdown. Jones into Richards, cutting back inside. Support was there, but goes by herself this time. Williams. Again, Clark involved. Arm is out from the referee as they look to put the ball through the hands. Hopkins on a hat-trick. Will definitely want to get on the sheet again. However, Nell Metcalf trying to go the long way around, but it doesn't quite make the hands, and they'll go back for a penalty. Another penalty against Glasgow Warriors. They've been giving away a lot here, and they've gone quickly, crossing the line. Easy work from Sian Jones. Player of the match last week. Bags herself another try. And it's that quick instinct from the scrum half. It's what they do best.
Yeah, I was going to say that, the instinct there from Sian. She knew what to do. She saw that obviously Glasgow were retreating, so there's obviously going to be a space for her, especially with the penalty there called. So fantastic from her. She'll be pleased with that one.
Absolutely, been worked very hard in this game, and it looks as if that might be her last contribution of the game. Two of the outstanding players today for Gwalia Lightning. Both of these players have been magnificent today. Hopkins and Sian Jones getting the well-deserved rest they need. Another big game coming up next week, and both of them will need to be on form again.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, we were worried about Gwen, and last week with the injury, she went down with a little knock as well in the first half, so very clever decision to take her off as she's such an impactful player.
Metcalf successful with that kick, her third of the game. Here's the try scorer again, Sian Jones, and she's been exceptional both weeks, and she's been so impactful, not just in attack, but her defensive work probably goes unnoticed.
Definitely.
Score is now Gwalia Lightning 36, Glasgow Warriors 5.
So a couple of changes for Gwalia. It looks like Sydney Mead and Kira Deeks have come on to the field. Deeks in the 9, Mead in the 8. And straight into the action is Deeks. Constable on a good line, back inside. Kira Deeks. Good intelligence there, not going by herself, waiting for the support. Big penalty, however, for Glasgow Warriors. Over the ball was Nikki Simpson, the hooker. And Glasgow, they'll want to get some positives out of this second half. Not everything's gone their way. They'll want to try and get a couple of points on the board before we see the final whistle.
Yeah, and you can see how much that meant to them there. Everyone's celebrating. I think that the bench players have managed to bring on that little bit of intensity, so it'll be good now to see what they can do from this set piece here.
But Glasgow Warriors, not quite their day this week. However, they'll have a big game next week against Wolfhounds at home. Wolfhounds have won 2 from 2 so far. It's not getting any easier for Glasgow, but they need to pull it together, and they need to have a big week going into that game.
Definitely, and hopefully the home advantage there will be in their favour. And there's definitely positives to come from both games that they've played. It's just when they keep the consistency and the possession, that's when it comes together. So fingers crossed they obviously look back at that, and that's what they work on this week.
Clark carrying into contact. Another good carry from Nikki Simpson. The ball is going out through the hands. This is what we were urging to see, but Honjigawa taken well by Kate Davis in the challenge. Back inside they go. Ellie Williamson, the lock. And they're coming towards this near side. But the play does come to a halt due to an injury to one of the Glasgow Warriors players. Looks like a bit of a nasty one once again for Glasgow Warriors. But another breaking play. And overall, would you say it's been fair to say Gwalia Lightning, they've earned this one? They've been really pushing and knocking at the door throughout, the 70 minutes they've gone so far. Glasgow Warriors, good in defence, just you can't sustain that level of defence for 80 minutes.
No, you can't, and definitely I think Gwalia obviously proved themselves last weekend with the intensity that they brought on, but again this week they've just shown their relentlessness, and they score again. They want to be straight back down there, and they don't take their foot off the gas, so I think that's something that's really showing them difference.
Couple of changes for Gwalia. We see a couple of front row changes coming off the field. Reardon and Abby Constable. Mika Evans and Sophie Waugh going on, but you mentioned half-time Molly Reardon. She's been excellent again this week. It's all sort of the same sort of stars have stood out again, and Molly Reardon, despite not, doing the glorious work of crossing the line, she's done the hard part, and she's done it well.
100%, the part that goes unrecognised, definitely, and I think she's really proven herself again this week. She should be proud of that performance, 100%.
Yeah, the injured player for Glasgow Warriors still on the floor. Looks like Honjigawa is on the floor getting some tape, getting some attention on the foot, it looks like, at the moment. And another change going for Glasgow Warriors. Hooker Nicky Simpson comes off, Caris Craig goes on to the field. But the most important part of this as well is giving the opportunity to players to get minutes under their belts, playing at this sort of level of rugby. It's another fantastic spectacle. We've had, well, 6 fantastic games now so far. It shows that this league can be of a top level and is something really to be glorified and for more people to get involved with.
100%, and you've got people, from all nations, from under 18s, under 20s, and actual senior players that have got, upwards of 60 caps for their country, all playing together. So the experience is vital for those younger players coming through, but also for the players that have had the experience playing at that level to show what they can do, and to kind of give their experiences to the, like I said, the players coming through.
And it's a competition that shows pride as well. You're playing for your, I guess, for Glasgow and Edinburgh, for your towns, and for Brython and Gwalia. There's a lot of pride to it, especially in those derby games as well. We haven't seen that sort of clash in either country for a very long time. Yeah,
absolutely, and there's nothing better than a derby game, especially when you come out on top. And again, it shows that the level of experience doesn't matter in the results. You had a team last week that, on paper would have been expected to win, but it just shows what the people coming through are doing.
The referee takes the ball back. It will be a penalty, and some afters marching Gwalia Lightning back another 10 yards. Glasgow go to the corner. It'd be huge if they could get a try here, just for their confidence and mentality going into next week's game, knowing that they can get over the line a couple of times in a game. It'd be big.
Yeah, massively, and I think that they deserve it as well. Like we said, their defensive effort today has been outstanding, so if that could be shown with a couple of points on the board, then that would be fantastic for them.
A big line out for the visitors, just about claimed by the replacement, Sophie Anderson. They'll keep it tight here, Glasgow Warriors. The forwards eager to get their hands on the ball. Priya Clark is taking a back seat on here. A couple of the backs come towards this near side. Fancied a quick ball, but they go towards the far side. Carrying strong, Chicot, but taken down. On the inside ball, the try scorer in the first half, Bogan. But they're still coming here. Glasgow Warriors only 2 metres out here in the Cardiff sunshine. Clark commanding. McDonald spraying the ball out. Big hit from Gwalia Lightning. It was Ali Tucker who took the full brunt of that. Chopping inside, Sophie Anderson, chopped down by Gwalia. Clark tries to spray the ball. Penalty against Gwalia as they're ready to go again. Glasgow Warriors, but it's an exciting finish for the Warriors on the attack. It's positive stuff for the away team. And they go again. The replacement lock hurled back by opposite number. Anderson and Maisie Davis going toe to toe through the back door. Hands needed here for the Warriors on the far side. Great scramble defence. Caitlin Lewis getting over to make that big tackle, but they still come. Glasgow Warriors very close, agonisingly if anything. The arm is out again from the referee. Held up. Good work. It was Kira Deeks involved holding that up, but again, Warriors will go again, and it's a yellow card. Gwalia Lightning. And it looks like they're going to be down to 14 for the remainder. They cross again, and it's a try this time. Glasgow Warriors have earned this one. They worked hard. They've got back into the game. And this try is big for the visitors, especially Ali Tucker. She's worked hard since coming on, and they deserve a try if you look at the whole context of the game.
Yeah, definitely. We said earlier, didn't we, their defensive effort is massive, and for Ali Tucker to come away with the try there. She actually got one last week as well, so she's adding to her bank there. But yeah, I think that was a well-deserved and well-worked try as well.
And making the most of that yellow card, taking advantage straight away after Gwalia Lightning had a yellow card. But Warriors get their second try through the replacement prop, and another opportunity for Lucy McRae to go for the sticks. And it's good from Glasgow Warriors, back in the game, but it looks like it's Gwalia who's going to take the victory. We've been looking at this game. It's been a fantastically contested game, but there's been one player who stood out for you today, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's been some fantastic performances across both teams, but for me, this player stood out because she's carried hard. She bagged herself 2 tries as well. So yeah, Gwalia's number 8, Gwennon Hopkins, has got to be the player of the match for me.
2 tries, you know, especially those big carries as well. She's been excellent today.
Yeah, and she's really showcased what she can do, especially in this kind of environment. So yeah, I think she's been outstanding.
Gwalia 36, Glasgow 12 the score. Coming into the back end of this game, Catherine Richards launches the ball out towards Jenna De Vera, who tips it on once more, but good defence on the far side from Phimister. Another good carry from Gwalia Lightning. And Gwalia, it's just been relentless, hasn't it? They've been in the 22 for large parts of the game, haven't quite come away with points every time, but overall the coaching staff will be very pleased with what they've seen today.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at the score when they've actually missed opportunities as well, it just shows what they can do when they're, you know, on form throughout the whole game. I think that's just areas that they'll be looking at, especially from the coaching staff going into the next game and seeing if they can do it away from home too. But they've been outstanding.
And that's the big factor in this competition as well. Those away games, it's going to be tough going away to Ireland next week. It's a big game, especially when you consider the fact that Brython Thunder, they lost 25 to Gwalia Lightning, and they also lost 25 to Clovers. So Clovers against Gwalia Lightning, it seems like that's going to be a good battle.
It will definitely be a good battle, and obviously Gwalia have got the momentum swing in their favour, but again, they're away from home, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. We mentioned earlier that not many international players in that Gwalia team, so not many that might have travelled away for games, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that.
And like it is in any competition, winning the first 2 is huge, especially in this sort of competition. It's just been announced that Gwennon Hopkins won player of the match, and the ovation she deserves as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I was mentioning there, it was when you get 2 victories to start a campaign, it's massive, especially for your mentality going in. The momentum as well is going to be huge for Gwalia.
Yeah, and it's not just, you know, small wins either. They've put big scores on their, obviously their other home nation, their other home team, Brython Thunders, but also today to do this to Glasgow Warriors, it shows what type of team they are.
Yeah, 24 points. It's a significant lead as well, isn't it? Crossing the line 6 times. It's not an easy challenge to score 6 in a game, especially with fierce competition like this.
Yeah, and there's no letting off. You can see that they're still relentless. They're still getting off the line. They're still forcing those mistakes from Glasgow Warriors. So it just shows that the type of team they are at the moment and how far they can develop will be really exciting to see.
Glasgow, they still continue. All credit to them. They've not stopped. They've carried on for the whole duration of the game. Chop by Jenna De Vera, and again Gwalia Lightning trying to compete in the breakdown. Coming away, Glasgow Warriors. And they hold the ball for the time being. They go high with that kick. Carla McDonald, great take by the replacement Kate Davis. But an equally good tackle and turned over by Izzy Hannay. And at the moment, a slight injury on this near side. Gwalia, only 13 players on their feet and breaking through the line. Fantastic run from Glasgow Warriors, but Caitlin Lewis with a humongous tap tackle to prevent the instant try. But Glasgow are still only metres away. Penalty advantage. Off their feet. Glasgow Warriors. An injury for Glasgow. It looks a painful one as well, as the referee will take a halt here. But it looks a painful one for the Glasgow Warriors player. But Caitlin Lewis, she hasn't had much to do in attack, but defensively she's been excellent.
She's been fantastic, and it's a shame she hasn't had much to do in attack, because I know that that's something she prides herself on. But defensively, yeah, outstanding. She put in some shots, and again, for that could have been a walk-in try there for Glasgow Warriors. But the tenacity in defence just shows that she wasn't giving up, and that tap tackle was one I wouldn't want to have to face.
Absolutely, and Gwalia Lightning, they've had fabulous players across the team as well. It's tough to, well, you've done pretty well to pick out one player who stood out in Gwenann Hopkins, but they've all put their hand up today. And Glasgow Warriors, they've just been on the receiving end of a big performance by Gwalia Lightning, playing for the first time at home in this Celtic Challenge. It's a tough place to come, and no one will fancy coming to Cardiff Arms Park again. Yeah,
100%. I think obviously as the away team, it's always going to be difficult for them. But Gwalia have been relentless in everything they've done. So yeah, Glasgow haven't managed to cope with that as well as they might have wished. But there's definitely positives to take from their performance too, and hopefully they'll do that when they're at home next week.
Absolutely, Glasgow Warriors, they've got a big game coming up next week at home against Wolfhounds. Kick-off 2 o'clock on Saturday. Clovers against Gwalia Lightning, 1 o'clock on Sunday, 14th of January. Brython Thunder versus Edinburgh from Parc y Scarlets on Sunday, 1:30. The injured player back on her feet. I believe it might have been Sophie Anderson charging through the big lock. A hefty fall up from that tap tackle. But initially, great wheels to get away from the defence.
Definitely, and I thought she was in there again, so it was credit to Caitlin Lewis to chase her down, but also fantastic break from her.
The last few moments of this game, as we anticipate this quick tap coming from Glasgow Warriors, and Gwalia will definitely not want to concede from here. It'd be huge for the home team if they could prevent Glasgow from getting another try.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's exactly what the aim's going to be.
Big ovation for the Warriors lock coming off the field, but they go again. Big carry from the replacement prop Tucker. As the forwards is going to do the work here for Glasgow Warriors. Keeping the ball nice and tight. Going back towards the blind side. Once again, Tucker. Huge tackle again on the far side. Kate Williams and Caitlin Lewis combining. And Glasgow Warriors will look to go the other way. Bogan chopping again. Stretching. But they're there. Gwalia Lightning. The ball is slow. However, comes out in the end. Chicot throws it out to McRae. Penalty advantage. And they put a cheeky kick through. Who's going to be first to the ball? Doesn't quite sit properly for Gwalia Lightning. And it's Glasgow Warriors who are piling over the ball. But we'll go back for a penalty. The referee has given a penalty against Gwalia Lightning. Glasgow Warriors desperate to go again. A quick tap then. And here we go. Bogan tackled again, this time Sophie Wall. Clark into Tucker. Tucker, difficult player to bring down, but they've done well. Coming out towards the back, but Nell Metcalf is going to be first to it. And we'll go back again. Another penalty. But there's a lot of penalties here. Could we see maybe the referee going into the pocket again? There's been a couple on the bounce here against Gwalia Lightning.
Yeah, she has given a few against Gwalia, so it'd be interesting to see what she does there. Unlucky for Nell there. I think she fancied her chances of running all the way down the pitch there and scoring just before the full-time whistle, but we'll see now what Glasgow can do.
They're going again. Tucker carrying, Tucker crossing, and it's tough to stop Ali Tucker, a second try of the game. Glasgow Warriors get their third, and it was coming for a couple of phases there. A few penalties on the bounce, and eventually it's tough to stop Tucker from that close in.
Yeah, she's a fantastic runner, again, going over the line, similar sort of try last week, so yeah, I think she'll be really chuffed with that one.
So a try it is for Glasgow Warriors, and it looks like this will be the final kick of the game. But Glasgow fought hard to come back into this game. Only had 5 points on the board around 10 minutes ago. They've done well to get back into it and put 19 points on the scoreboard. And that's the final kick of the game from Lucy McRae. A big victory here at Cardiff Arms Park for Gwalia Lightning. And they were excellent today, Gwalia, in attack and in defence. They've earned that victory. They deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely. They've shown what they can do again for the second week on the bounce. Similar situation for Glasgow Warriors. Second half was a lot better for them, and they'll probably be disappointed they didn't come out like that in the first half. But again, positives from both teams to take into their matches next week.
Gwalia 36, Glasgow 19. It was a huge game, and both teams will look to go on from this into next week. Gwalia Lightning, a big game. Glasgow Warriors, huge game as well for them. They need the victory, especially next week.
Yeah, 100%. Both teams will obviously see what they need to fix now. They'll have to be quick fixes because, like you said, they've both got big games next weekend where they need to both really get a win.
Courtney, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed having your company, and it's been an excellent game, so thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
And for all of you at home, thank you very much for joining us today in this big battle in the Celtic Challenge. Gwalia Lightning coming out on top. They struck again. They've got another victory. They'll be celebrating tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Pnawn da.